Welcome into Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You. Today's episode, Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Today is Friday, December 12th. I am Geoff Schwartz, alongside, as usual, Matt Ford on Friday. We will preview the Week 15 of the National Football League, and we'll talk about news and notes in the game last night. But first, Matt, how was your trip to Vegas? You went last week after the show. You stayed for a couple of days. Profitable? Like, had we doing the blackjack? How was the massage? How was it? Tell me all of it.
Wow, I didn't get a massage, which was a miss. The opportunity didn't arise, but it was my most profitable Vegas trip ever.
Okay.
Most profitable ever. Did well with some UFC underdogs. Did well with
Sure.
Went in pretty big on the Jacksonville bet.
Okay.
Which was one of our 5 last week. Also went in pretty big on some Commanders bets, which were dead in the first 5 minutes of the game. But yeah, I've got some. There's one good story I'm going to save till the end of the show about blackjack. But in general, a very, very profitable, good trip. Spent some time at some new casinos. Like just had a good time. It was nice.
The thing about wagering on sports, a lot of times you can tell right away when your bet's dead. That's why I like it a little bit more than like blackjack, because like the Commanders bet when they didn't score a touchdown there on that 4 tries inside the 4, you're like, oh, that's it. That was fun. That was fun while it lasted. That was fun.
Yeah.
That's the thing about wagering. Food good. Like I there's all these stories now about like Vegas, right? And how it's costing too much now, and it is. The food's expensive, and they're not like giving discounts anymore, and the vig is higher now in some of these games. It just feels like a kind of a hassle to go to Vegas now.
It does. I think they're starting to realize that. The food, I think Vegas is the best food town in the country now, because every celebrity
It's
chef,
just so expensive.
every restaurant, yeah, but it's not. Well, maybe it's LA prices pretty much. Like it's
Fair.
definitely it's close to New York prices. Maybe more, maybe slightly less than New York, to be honest. But like, I don't know, you know what you're going for, you know what you're signing up for when you go there. And it's like, if you really don't, if you're going there to save money, you've got the wrong trip for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But I do think they are sort of like, they're definitely gouging the Vegas that like I got to know when I was in my 20s and used to go, with my friends, and would say like, I have $100 and that's my gambling budget for 2 days. Like, you could get by with that, back in the 2000s, the early 2010s. You can't now. And even the like, oh, I just like I got everybody a slice of pizza, God knows what time in the morning, and it was like $45 for 4 pieces of pizza, and I was like, that seems like maybe a little bit too much for limp pizza dough at 4 a.m. But who am I to say?
I mean, New York, when I go to New York every week, there's a place around the corner from the hotel that it's $1.50 still for a slice, like
Wow.
$2.50 for a slice and a drink. Like
Yeah, probably not the best pizza, but probably not the worst either.
it's probably in the middle. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've had good pizza in New York City. It's incredible, obviously. But yeah, it's not. But you know what you're getting. It's not. Yeah, it's not $45.
Yeah, no, it's not. I, yeah, dude, Vegas is the best. Like, I hear everybody's complaints are valid. Um, but the heart and soul is still there. They're starting to have some 3-2 blackjack, which is good. I think they're gonna have to like make the games a little more accessible, or people just aren't gonna be able to play there. One thing that was kind of crazy was we went to a bar on Saturday night, and we're like hanging out at this place, and then like a UFC fighter who just won his fight came in with like his people, and I was like, what is this group of people? Like, they all have like the cauliflower ear. Like, what's going on here? And I realized it was like this guy who just like kicked the crap out of somebody and won a fight. And like, I wonder if it's true like this with football players. Like, being around those kinds of people partying is just frightening. Like, I'm like, please don't bump into them. Like, I don't want to just like get crushed if like I accidentally were to like knock elbows with this UFC fighter who just took somebody out. Just like an intense energy.
Did I ever tell you my Vegas story when Team USA basketball was in town? So
No.
I was I had turned 21. I'm still in college. And we went to Vegas for my 21st birthday in the summer. All right. And the Wynn had just opened a new nightclub called Trist. It was like a big deal to go to Trist. So we went to Trist, And the only reason we got in is like 9 dudes was we just found a group of women that were like waiting to get in, and we're like, we just go in with you, like one for one,
They
right? Like
said
that.
yes.
Yeah, they said yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So we get into this club, and USA Basketball was in town for their summer practices. I think that, they practice there in
They
the
always
summer.
stay at the win. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're there just they have things roped off and they have their sections, and we were the poors, okay, and the poors are just sitting or dancing like on the dance floor with like no girls, like all the girls are flocking to like the Team USA players, all this stuff, right? Like, and then Floyd Mayweather comes in.
Wow.
I don't know if he had a fight that night or was there to watch another fight. And they do like the champagne sparklers, and they walk around with like the champagne sparklers. And this is in the era of like making it rain. So then people start taking out ones and we're like flipping them in, like just like making them rain. And us being the poors on the dance floor, we're just grabbing the ones. We're like, give me the money, give me the money. We just were like, so like, we just were crowds like, give me the money. I was just like, God. I was, my Vegas experiences have changed to like now getting a table at like What Republic and doing a day, marshmallow concert with my wife from 10 to 2 and then going to sleep and then going to dinner and going back to sleep. So my Vegas days have changed a little bit.
Oh my God.
I've been to where have I been? To Wet Republic now. I've been to like 3-day shows of DJs in the middle of the day. What?
Marquee. Everyone goes there.
Yeah, I've been to 3 of them now, and we've gotten like tables in the shade, and like just I don't know, been there for like 5 hours and just go home and go to sleep. So I think it's certainly changed from when I was one of the poors, just grabbing ones that were being flown there by Floyd Mayweather and his crew. That was my time.
Now that you have a hit podcast, you don't need to be doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have to.
I have one story I want to tell at the end. Stick around.
Okay, stick around.
It's a little more PG-13. I'll tell it at the end.
Okay. All right. Last night we saw the Bucks lose again to a division opponent in excruciating manner, in horrific loss. They're up 28-14 to the Falcons. Lost the game 29-28. Remember, last week they lost to the Saints in inexplicable fashion as well. Right now, the Carolina Panthers, and look, I made a wager for the Panthers to finish second. I think we did, right? We made it to finish second because we thought to ourselves, they're not going to finish first. They're not going to make the playoffs if they don't finish first, but second place is certainly attainable. They might win the division right now. The way this is going, they get New Orleans this weekend. If they go New Orleans and win, they're going to be a game and a half up on Tampa Bay. Excuse me, a game up. They're half a game up right now. They'll be game up on Tampa Bay, and they still have to play Tampa Bay twice. So, I mean, things can change, but more importantly, Tampa Bay feels like, Matt, they're sliding in the wrong direction right now. And it does feel like a situation where it's a wholesale change this offseason. Todd Bowles is gone. They're going to clear the roster out of the young players. They've lost, the old players, they lost 5 of their last 6. And some of those have not been close. They lost to Buffalo by 12. They lost to LA 34-7. Mayfield did get hurt in that game, obviously. Lost to Saints, Falcons. It feels like this is sort of the end of the run for this Tampa Bay iteration.
Yeah, and a shocking press conference by Todd Bowles afterwards, where he made a expletive-laden reaction as
seven F-bombs.
Yeah, basically putting it on the players. And,
I mean, at some point, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, does that ever work, though?
No. It sounds like someone who's just like, he knows he's getting fired. So on the way out, he's trying to just tell everyone it's not his fault.
I thought their season ended to me on that, what was it, 3rd and 28, which, the echo of the 28-3 with the Falcons was kind of funny. But I don't know, like, the Bucks defense, like, this was the get right game for them. Short week, Kirk Cousins, no Drake London, Darnell Mooney was banged up the whole game, and you get beat by Kyle Pitts and some guy named Sills 5. Really, really tough night for the Bucks, and kind of crazy that this might be the year that their division streak ends.
I mean, the Chiefs' division streak is going to end. Their streak's going to end. It feels like
Baltimore, maybe the
Baltimore
Bills.
and whatnot. My favorite thing out of this whole thing is like Kyle Pitts. This is it, man. Kyle Pitts
Dude,
now,
I'm
and
so scared.
don't get into that
Somebody's gonna
business.
throw a big bag of money at him,
Yeah,
and it's
people are like Chiefs fans are like, we want no Kyle Pitts.
no, you can't
Draft
do it.
Sadiq, like draft someone else. No Kyle Pitts. So that's a little Thursday night recap for you there. I did have the over in that game, so that was nice to get on that over right there.
Nice hit.
Start the week off well. It was a fade of a couple people, so I'll take that. A little easy cover, always nice to have there. Let's start out with a big game this weekend in New England.
Yeah. Last week, by the way, 2-3. Houston and Jacksonville were hits, and my beloved Commanders led the pack in the misses. It's a new week, a new Friday. Bills Patriots is the game you're referring to. The Bills are 1.5 points short, road favorites at New England. Mike Vrabel 6-0 in the regular season off of a bye against the spread. What side are you on here?
So I like New England's team total over, by the way. I think it's 24.5, 25.5. You mentioned off a bye, which I think this offense will have a good plan for Buffalo's defense, which was not good, right? They can't stop the run. They're better against the pass. Like, just run the football, right? Just pound the run, pound the run. Also worth noting, like, Drake May is legitimately good, Matt. Against pressure in the NFL this year, he's first in pass yards, first in yards per attempt, first in touchdowns, and first in passer rating. Like, he's playing good football. So if Buffalo's able to even get to the passer, and they have good pass defense, Drake May can make them pay. This is sort of like a last ditch for the Bills. If they don't win this game, they don't win the division, obviously. They don't have the 1 seed. But it is so much on Josh Allen. Like we saw last week, without that Josh Allen run, like they probably don't win that game, right? And even then, the Bengals came back and scored a touchdown late. I just don't really believe in Buffalo. I think we're still stuck as a football world, this idea that like Josh Allen, Mahomes, like those guys are going to come through. And it feels like this season they're just not. It's just whatever, for whatever reason, they're not. The team around them's not good enough. I would probably lean New England here, but not really a favorite of mine. I like that team total better.
Man, I thought this was going to be a pretty easy discussion because this to me is just screams Buffalo, dude.
Really?
Like, I get it with the Vrabel thing. What a trend that no one's really talking about since 2021. McDermott and Allen are 8-0 straight up facing a team they've already lost to that season. So they do a good job of bouncing back, and that includes the Patriots, I think, 3 times.
Okay.
I just think Buffalo, like, this is this is more of a Patriots fade, and I get that. I think that this is sort of like I don't know which side the public is on. I guess I can look. It looks like the public is 63% of the bets are on the Patriots as home dogs, which makes sense. But just a reminder, the Patriots wins this year are against the following quarterbacks. Let me see if I can just do these as I look. Jackson Dart, Joe Flacco, Justin Fields.
It's not great.
The corpse of Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix, whoever the Browns quarterback was, Spencer Rattler, Cam Ward. They beat the Bills, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, and lost to Geno. This is a playoff game against Josh Allen where this team like just hasn't had. And by the way, that game where they beat the Bills like was a 3-point win with like a bunch of weird special team stuff. Like, I'm just not a buyer, and I think this is basically just saying, are the Bills going to win this game? And I think they are. Like, I don't know. Like, let's see how the Patriots do against the rushing attack without Milton Williams. Like, I think this is a really good spot to take the Bills.
Well, like they're down as a maybe. I'm not gonna go against if you really like them that much. I think Buffalo. If I had to choose a side, it would be Buffalo. It's not one that I trust per se, but I understand like the reasoning why. I mean, this is again, it's a do or die situation for them, and New England could be overvalued. I think it's a high scoring game though, right? I mean, it's got to be high scoring. I don't think it's
weather. Like, it's going to be cold. We're going to talk about the weather a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game, and I think Buffalo is going to make a bit of a statement, but could be wrong. All right, next one. God, from a great game to a tragic game. Jacksonville hosting the Jets. Who is the quarterback for the Jets?
Brady Cook announced a couple minutes ago, starting quarterback.
Oh boy. Jacksonville's favored by 13.5. I no thank you.
Yeah, I just pass.
Yeah, hard pass.
Yeah.
Okay, time saver. How about Browns at Bears? The Browns. Oh boy, the Bears are 7.5 point home favorites to the Browns. The Browns coming off of a
It's like
very
minus 10
strange
degrees,
loss.
minus 10 degrees or whatever, insane weather in this game.
So the point total in this is 38.5. Like, how do we not at least pass the Browns through to the maybes here?
We
Like,
have to.
who's going
Absolutely.
to score in this game?
Absolutely. Look, the Bears first half last week was bad. Second half was much better. I give them credit for their fight. Like they clearly have something in the moving in the right direction. But this game's going to be bitterly cold, right? Be again minus 10. They're saying with the wind chill off the lake there, right? Um, you have the Browns defense that's really good. The Bears want to run the football, right? Caleb was oh boy, oh Fofi, wow, that was anger there. He's against our Browns.
Oh, fair enough,
No,
dude.
my wife just grabbed him. That's why he barked. Um, all right. So the Browns' run defense is good. The Bears want to run the football, right? Caleb was only completing 58% of passes. It feels like a spot where if the Browns control the line of scrimmage on their side of the ball, run the ball with Judkins, they've been creative offensively. I think Sanders is playing better. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? He's playing much better. I think the Browns. I'm totally fine with taking the Browns in this situation.
I think, dude, it's ugly. No one wants to. This is also just a strange spot for Chicago. They had that letdown of a loss. Then they go next week and play Green Bay again, and then it's at San Francisco, which is going to have huge playoff implications, and then Detroit. So this is like,
Can I read you the Bears defense real quick?
yeah,
Points allowed 25, yards per play allowed 30, yards per carry allowed 30, pass yards per attempt 28th, takeaways first.
they're a very kind of lucky team. Like they kind of have they're kind of like my team last year. Keep in mind too, like some of these wins, like remember the Cincinnati win that they had,
Oh yeah,
like
should
remember
not
the
have run.
Washington win they had, the Vegas win that they had. Like their two statement wins this year were Dallas and Philly, which were obviously impressive wins. But just like even if they win this game, they're not going to win it going away. And Cleveland's defense, like whether they want to show up or not, like it's going to be a low scoring defensive ugly game with a bunch of weird turnovers. So a bit of a concern taking Shedeur Sanders ever, but I think we kind of have to consider this one.
I like it, dude. I'm surprised the total has not come down because we've seen the games played in Cleveland with bad weather. The totals are like at 35,
Yeah.
34, something like that. So this total has not come down. Now I think this was open much higher, obviously, and it's sneaking down by half a point every 12 hours. But it's just I'm good with Cleveland. I'm good with Cleveland here. Let's advance them through. We'll take a break shortly. We'll be back with a big game for the Eagles. All right, we're back, Matt. Eagles host the Raiders.
The Raiders.
I'm gonna give I don't know a ton compared to maybe obviously former quarterbacks when it comes to like quarterback concepts and whatnot and coverages. Like I'm learning, right? I follow the quarterback school, JT O'Sullivan. He's fantastic, and I just watch his videos. I try to learn about offense through his videos, and I watched the Eagles one from the other day, buddy. And the Eagles offense is just a mess, dude. It's a mess. It's Jalen Hurts does a couple things well. They try to rely on those couple things well, and other times the offense just a wreck, dude. Like they got free rushers, the route concepts don't make sense. They're not alerting for hots and sites. Like it's a real problem. It's week 15 now, and they have the same problems that they've had for weeks now. The Raiders are the worst team in the NFL. I mean, this is not the time to back anyone, in my opinion, right now. But the Eagles have legitimate problems. I think. Are they going to lose the division? Probably not. But they should win this game. I mean, they could probably hand the ball to Saquon Barkley 35 times to win this game, and maybe that's the plan. Just give it to Saquon Barkley. But it's not great.
Yeah. I've been on both sides of this one this week because first I sort of thought like, hey, maybe this is the game where the Eagles just get right and dominate a really bad Raiders team coming across the country to play in the freezing cold. Geno outdoors like has always had really bad splits. And then you think about it and it's like, well, the Eagles, they haven't put up a 30-point game, which is probably what you need to win by 12 or more points. The line in this is 11 and a half. Their last 30-point game was the Giants in Week 8, going into a bye. But throughout the whole season, like they have one double-digit win, and it was that game. Every other game, even the wins, 10-7, 16-9, 24-21 loss to Dallas. The Eagles also weird stat here. Sirianni and Hurts are 8-16 against the spread off of a loss. That's
Wow.
second worst for a coach and third worst for a quarterback. The Eagles are also coming off this Monday Night Football overtime loss, which is generally not going to bode well. Teams coming off overtime when the opponent isn't are 24-49-3 against the spread.
Yeah.
That doesn't include a short week. So it's like Raiders are probably the side here, but then I think that's one of those where like kickoff happens and you're like, it's 10 degrees. We're back in Geno Smith against the Eagles and a kind of a must win, and we might look ourselves in the mirror, but I don't know, man.
I mean, what if they run the ball 40 times? Like they're gonna win. They could win this game 24-10, right?
You'd think. Yeah, I think it's just a stay away.
All right, let's stay away from that one. I agree with you there.
Yeah, that just feels like a nightmare. I'm checking to see if this line's the same because it's moved quite a bit. The Texans are 9.5-point favorites.
Still 9.5.
Yeah, to the Arizona Cardinals.
Oof.
And the best receiver in the league, Michael Wilson. I don't know. The side would be the Cardinals here, I guess.
I guess. I mean, you're fading like Texas off a huge win, right? That's what you're doing here. And the offense was not great against Kansas City. But it's Arizona just has not. They've played. Their thing was for a while they played close games. Their last 5 games they lost by 22, by 19, by 3, by 3, and then 45-17.
I don't know, man. The Cardinals feel like one of those teams that people think can come in the back door and just like close a game out.
Not against Texans defense though,
Not
right?
against the Texans, yeah.
I'm
very good to pass this one.
I'm fine with passing one because I have a thought on the next game. I'm curious about this one.
Well, this game probably ends the season for the loser of this. One of their seasons might already be dead.
Yeah.
The Bengals are hosting the Ravens, and the Bengals are 2.5-point home dogs.
Yeah. Is it wrong to like the Ravens in this one?
Oh, interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Well, T. Higgins just ruled out, by the way, as we're talking. So no T. Higgins.
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Wow. Shamar Stewart might be out as well. The Ravens are not good. Like we're aware of that. They're not playing good football. But the Bengals provide an opportunity to get your offense back on track because they don't stop anybody. And if you can't do it to them, you can't do it against anybody. Like this is like the final stand. And look, backing bad teams for final stands is probably not great. I use this line all the time. I think it's very true, right? If you have a must-win game, you must not be very good, right?
It's pretty good.
Like, but this is now or never for the Ravens. It's now or never. Joe Burrow's talking about like vaguely retiring. Like it feels like the Bengals they're 4-9. Like that was their game last week.
Yep.
They had a chance to do that. They couldn't do it last week. And now you have a Ravens team that they just have to win. They just have to win. Now, Burrow's played well against Baltimore. Jamar Chase played well against Baltimore. Those things are true. Also, remember, the Bengals embarrassed them like 2 weeks ago. It was 32-14. And are we going to let that happen again to the Ravens? And last week, too, the fourth down play that Mark Andrews dropped, he was thrown to Zay Flowers right behind him.
Yep.
And catches that ball, they win the game, and this number is what, 3.5, 4, something like that. So I'd be fine backing the Ravens here. I don't know if this. I'm assume it's a huge public play, but I think that's the right side in this game. I don't like where the Bengals are at. I mean, their quarterback came out and was like, this whole thing about like I might. Oh, by the way, according to our Friends Action Network, only 23% of bets are on the Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was gonna say I think this is the sharp side. I don't know. I two interesting trends. Burrow is an underdog. This is true of like every good quarterback. Like every good quarterback is excellent as an underdog. I just closed the tab that his record was in. Burrow, control, find, can't do it. He is 21-11 against the spread as an underdog. And the other thing that's interesting is Lamar playing AFC North teams. He's 5-9 against the spread playing an AFC North team he already lost to. So I think that's kind of interesting. It's like if they get their number, then maybe it's easy to figure him out or whatever. I agree though. The vibes on this Bengals team. I was on the Bengals on this, and then like in the last few days, I've kind of wavered. Just because like the Bengals could just fall apart. Like this could just be the bottom falls out and Burrow rests the rest of the season. Like that is super in play. Or it's just like Burrow and Chase just going for 300 yards, which is like what they do against Baltimore, and this comes down to a field goal at the end. I'm kind of curious if this T. Higgins thing makes this get to 3, in which case I would consider the Bengals way more. But
the Bengals defense
I think it's scaring me off.
Allowing 6.32 yards per play, 4th most in Super Bowl era.
But they've been better since Burrow got back. Like when they played Baltimore, they got some really big stops. I don't. Yeah.
So
the Ravens too.
Lamar Jackson versus the last ranked teams. He's played 4 games against them, but he played 3. He was 3-0, completed nearly 80% of the passes, and then the one loss was to the Bengals 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like we saw it. There something is off with their offense. Like
I know
Derrick Henry's not touching the ball. They're not distributing it to the right guys. They just paid Mark Andrews, and I feel like he hasn't like made a play for them all year.
No.
So the Ravens might be the side, honestly. If we can get 2.5, maybe
it's still 2.5.
Yeah, we can put it as a maybe.
All right, are we gonna play it all the next game? What do you think?
The Commandantes at the Giants. Giants are still 2.5-point favorites. Mariota in there. The Commanders are definitely the side, and I refuse to do it.
Daniels hurt his elbow again. Is that what happened?
I think yes. He aggravated it. It was fine. He just fell on it.
Well, I know. I was watching.
My take. I mean, I've watched every snap of his career. He looked a little timid, and that worried me a lot. Like he did not. The thing that's so special about him is he's like, last year it'd be like
fearless.
Guys would like fly by him and look like they're going to kill him, and he could just stop and change direction, and he could find these little crevices. And he seemed a little hesitant to do that. And that's what I think they were hoping to get out of his system by playing him, and instead it seems to have crept in. So I think what they did was they saw, he could have played through whatever happened. And Quinn saw it and was like, no, like we're not putting you in there when you're not feeling comfortable. You're too important. I think this is one of those games that we're going to look at in April and be like, why the hell did whichever team win this game? But I don't know. At some point, watch
this does feel like a draft pick game, right? Like the loser gets a better draft pick, and no one's going to try to lose, but that's certainly the way it feels like.
Yeah, this is definitely. I don't know. It's going to be ugly. Let's pass it.
Let's do that. All right. What do we got next here on deck?
Well, we have a very big game. Why don't we take a break?
Okay, let's take a break.
Come back and talk about the Kansas City Chiefs season on the line.
Let's do it. All right, Matt, we're back to talk Chiefs Chargers. We had a text exchange about this game, and you're welcome to read off the text if you would like. But the Chiefs are favored by 5.5 in this game. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and they haven't covered a single one of those. And by the way, they haven't been close to covering a single one of those games. Why are they covering this game?
Dude, they're going to cover this game. And I hate that it's 5.5 now. I loved it at I think it was 3.5 that it opened, or maybe 4, and then it got up to 4.5. I loved it there. I still like it at 5.5. It's gonna be tricky for them to do it, but look, man, there's two things here. Well, you're content. If you had to bet a side on this, would you be taking the Chargers?
Yeah, if I had to.
So here's my thought. First of all, if the Chiefs win this game, then they actually do have a chance. And I know that it seems like they're kind of running out of outs in the deck, but if they win this game, next week they play the Titans. The Broncos game that they have on Christmas at home is a huge game. We will love them if they have the chance to play a meaningful game there. And then they play the Raiders to end the season. So if they win out, including 3 wins against their division, then they would sneak in probably over the Chargers, who have a little bit of a rougher schedule, and like they go at Cowboys, Texans, at Broncos. So I think they have to lose 2 of those for it to work out. So this is it. And it's a Chiefs home game where the Chargers are coming off a nationally televised overtime win where Justin Herbert got sacked 7 times, was under pressure on 70% of his dropbacks, has a broken hand, and now he has to go into 10-degree weather with Kansas City's dynasty on the line and win a game. And I do not see that happening in any world. I just do not see the Chiefs losing a third game in a row with their season on the brink and their 5th in the last 6. I just don't see it. So call me crazy. I feel like this is the one where they get up kind of early, the crowd gets into it, and this is one where they pull away, and it's like, can we get Justin Herbert out of this game? Like, we got to compete for the playoffs. Like the Chargers still have no running game, dude. Like they have no running game. They have no protection. Their defense is fine, but like the Chiefs can move the ball on this team. They did in the first matchup. I just think this is the game for the Chiefs.
How much does your hatred of Justin Herbert play into this decision?
My hatred, I mean, I respect him. It's just perfect. Like this is just going to line up perfectly with Justin Herbert, where it's going to be like, well, his offensive line was injured, which is true. Oh, well, his hand was broken, which is true. And they're going to go from whatever they are, 9-5 to out of the playoffs. Like it's coming, and it's going to happen at this game.
And he besmirched Laura Rutledge on the sideline Monday. By the way,
yes.
did you see
How dare you?
Did you see the unhinged tweets that people had about this defending Laura's honor? You saw what happened, right?
I explain it. I did, but
okay. So after games, national TV games, there are often those interviews we see, right, with a sideline reporter with a player or coach. Now, the way those most often work is there's a PR, right? The PR person is next to the quarterback, right, Matt? And the game ends, you know you've won, and the PR person brings you over to the ESPN or Fox or NBC sideline reporter. You do the interview for 50 seconds and you leave, right? That's typically how it goes. In this situation, the game ended abruptly. The Chargers picked off a pass in overtime, and the game was over. Immediately done. So Herbert goes onto the field. No PR person's near him, right? Because the game just ended. It just ended like when as soon as the ball's intercepted, Matt, the game is over. There's no review, nothing. The game is over at that moment, which is rare, right? Most of the time the game is over. Sort of have an idea on how that's going to end and who's won, who's lost. So Herbert walks on the field. Laura Rutledge, doing her job. This is her job. This is not anything against Laura. Goes and grabs Herbert's arm to get him to do the interview. Herbert turns around and says, I just want to celebrate with my teammates. I'm not sure he knew it was Laura. I thought he thought it was someone else trying to grab him for an interview. You can see the Chargers PR person out in front of Herbert, like point at him like, this is like, stop, do the interview. And does the interview. He does it like perfectly normal interview. Laura asks him 2 questions. He answers the questions, end of the interview. And people were like, how dare Justin Herbert besmirch Laura's honor and blow her off. And he's paid this amount of money and he better do the interview. He did the interview, Matt. It was so odd to me. I bet you Laura was like, LOL. Like it happens. Like that happens. It's just like a thing that happens at the end of a game. He's going to celebrate his teammates. You tapped him on the side of the arm. Miscommunication for all of a second and a half. He did the interview. I thought it was really weird how the internet was defending Laura's honor. Like she needed the internet to defend her when nothing actually happened. Both people were right in the way they felt in those 2 seconds.
People like to fight for a cause that has no bearing at all on reality these days. Not Justin Herbert's fault. Let him be. Let everyone be. We're allowed to be human beings and not be able to understand what's happening in real time all the time immediately. Chiefs 5.5. Are you in?
I hated rooting for the Texans last week. I'm much rather root for the Chiefs.
Yeah, let's get our karma back. The Chiefs. We turn our season around, and the Chiefs turn our season around. We're putting it through the maybes. You can veto me, but I'm passionate.
Well, I don't like a lot left. So I do like this next game a lot. Like a lot.
Here we go, Jeff. It is Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts are going to Seattle. The Seahawks are favored appropriately by 13.5 points. Is it Phillip Rivers? Has it been announced?
You can see here that I have like on my notebook. I can't even put it up there. Like I have like I put the maybes right on this side, right?
Yeah.
Maybes, and then this side is where I do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna put the one here. Seattle minus 13.5.
Yep.
Just lock it in. There you
Done.
see. There we go. Everyone, it's locked in. Seattle minus 13.5 on the sheet. This is absolutely ludicrous, Matt. Phillip Rivers is coming off the bench, 44 years old. He's absolutely going to start this week. He's not coming to Indianapolis to sit this week. He's just not. He's not leaving his family, coming to Indianapolis. He hasn't played a game since 2020. So that's 21, 22, 23, 24, and the end of 25. Okay? Nearly 5 years since he last played an NFL game, Matt. And by the way, the year last year he played was the weird COVID year. It doesn't even count. Nothing that happened in that year actually mattered. It's ludicrous. Oh, he runs the same offense that Shane Steichen runs it with his kids team. Okay, what does that matter? Like, so now he's going to go on the road to potentially the best defense in the NFL. Hasn't played in 5 years. What are you going to do? What do you plan on doing in this game that's going to help you? Seattle knows quick passes. Check. Look, we're going to have Phillip Rivers stand back there for 7 seconds on a play action pass. No chance. Oh, they're going to want to run the football. Check. Like your offense becomes so predictable when you have a 44-year-old who can't move in the pocket. So give me the biggest fate of Phillip Rivers of all time. Give me Seattle minus 13. Look, there's 4 or 5 games this week with double-digit favorites. There's one of them is going to cover. And Seattle right now is covering all these games, Matt. They're blowing out the bad teams. They're doing what they have to do. Next week on Thursday, they play the Rams again. We'll find out more about what they are as far as Super Bowl contender when they play the Rams on Thursday. But for right now, all they're doing is beating. They didn't even play well last week and won 37-9. Beat the Vikings 26-0. Now, they're not as good at home. I get that. But they beat the Cardinals by 22, and the Cardinals had a real quarterback show up in that game. So Seattle minus 13.5 is already in. It's done.
Yep. Sam Darnold as a touchdown or more favorite is undefeated. He's 11-0 straight up, which is just a really interesting stat. And 9-2 against the spread. Seattle's won 6 games by over this number by 14 plus, and their last 2 were by 28 and 26. And meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor has not had a 100-yard rushing game since on November 9th, that Berlin game where he went crazy. I think the story to me here, this Anthony Richardson thing is one of the weirdest things. Yeah,
he's not hurt. They just put him on injured reserve.
So I have a friend who's a doctor, and I asked him if I could like use him as a source for this. But he did. So he had I don't know if people even know what happened. He was warming up, and he had one of those resistance bands to do like a shoulder thing, and it popped him in the eye, which is a horrific thing. Like that's like new fear unlocked. Like, holy hell, that's like a Final Destination thing. So then it breaks his orbital bone, which, like, how tense was this band, by the way? Crazy. So he does get surgery, but this was like 2 months ago. I mean, this was a really long time ago, and he's just like not even in the conversation to come back. I don't believe he's on IR for the rest of the season. There's been just like a lot of, you and I have a little bit of a thing with like the Colts getting a lot of like media kind of protection and love. Like Chris Ballard always gets praised. Like this Sauce Gardner thing is going to be a total disaster, and no one's going to blame him for it. This Anthony Richardson thing, this is a guy who was drafted, what, 3rd, 4th, or something like that, like 2 years ago. And he's just not even, like, they're going to play Phillip Rivers instead of figure out a way to get this guy on the field. Like, that is the organizational catastrophe right there. They have completely mishandled this quarterback situation, and now they're doing something that I think is legitimately irresponsible. It's crazy that they're putting Phillip Rivers out there, and I think the media, again, is like, oh, it's fun. Like, he's coaching his kids' team. He's a grandfather now. Like, look, Joe Flacco. Like, that was fun. It's like Joe Flacco was out of the league for, I think, a year, maybe not even a full year, and he came back, and like he's also younger. Phillip Rivers is in the Hall of Fame conversation today because he's been out of the league so long. And everyone's like, this is fun. Like, this is not fun. This is actually kind of scary. Like, it's actually kind of scary that this guy is going to be back there against Leonard Williams and the Seattle defensive front that's been killing people all year. So
Okay.
I just think this is I think this is absolutely insane. This is the same organization that brought in Jeff Saturday a few years ago, and we just forget. Like, this organization deserves to be absolutely grilled for this.
Okay.
Man, I feel good.
Seattle to score a defensive touchdown is like plus 360, which is
Let's
insane. Insane. Like, I just picked another game. Cardinals, Texans. Okay. Plus 425, plus 450 for a defense and special teams. Okay. So it's both. Eagles, Raiders. Plus 425, plus 500. This is an insanely low number. Plus 360. Bengals, Ravens. Plus 475, plus 500.
I mean, that's fair. It should even be less.
Yeah. Okay.
Looking for any defensive crazy props.
We it's ludicrous.
It's insane. It's irresponsible.
So we have one that we love. So we're in the books there. Titans, Niners. Do we have anything on this one?
No.
Okay.
we're definitely not taking the Niners.
Lions, Rams. Rams favored by 6. Does this number strike you as big, right?
What's going on with Devontae Adams? Because that, I think, is a really key. This was at 6.5 yesterday.
It's been mostly 6 though for the week, right? I think
so.
Why is it 6 though? Why is it not like 4?
I like the Rams here.
So do I.
I think I'm not afraid of laying the big number. I get it. Like the you don't want to go against Goff and Campbell as underdogs. I get that. I get you don't want them as big underdogs. I don't know. I don't think these teams are all that close. The Lions too are just coming off of like this massive output of points on a nationally televised game against Dallas, who I think, that's the worst kind of matchup for them. Sean McVay 16-3 in December against the spread. They've lost 2 games straight to this Lions team. Like I do feel like they're kind of going to flip it. I just think that they're way better. Like the secondary issues for the Lions with all the injuries. Maybe they get Joseph back this week, but like they still have a lot of people down against this Rams team that like.
No, Joseph's not back. He had a setback with his knee.
Okay, great. So Arnold's out. He's out. Like they're going to be on backups trying to guard Nakua and Adams. I just think this is lining up for the Rams, man. It's kind of a feeling more than like a great set of analysis, but like this just feels like a possible ass whipping to me.
Vegas is telling you that these 2 teams that we think are relatively close are not close at all.
Yeah, that's usually when you need to listen.
I'm curious. Yeah, no, and everyone's on the Lions too. 79% of bets on the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do. I think I'm gonna put the Rams in like the yeses already. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a good number here. It's come down.
Seattle and Los Angeles, a yes. Are we gonna have a yes on the next game though? Kind of curious your thoughts on this one.
Oh God, no, we can't.
Okay,
I'm removing this from contention. The Panthers at the Saints. The Saints are 2.5 point dogs at home. They are obviously the side, and I cannot do it.
They beat them a month ago, 17-7 in Carolina, which is a weird result for the season. Tyler Shuck might be good. I don't know. He's playing better, but we're gonna skip this and get to. Yeah, I mean, look, this is the biggest Panthers game in a long time. And you win this game, you go up by a full game on Tampa Bay with 2 against the Panthers have Tampa twice and Seattle. So it's tough finish out here, but you got to win. You got to win this game. Like you have to win this game. They're off a bye. Like you got to win this game. Oh no. Yeah, they're off a bye, right? They didn't play last week. I think I'm correct on that. So this is a must-win game for a team that really hasn't had must-win games in a long time.
Yeah, and Bryce Young is a road favorite. Never happened. Like
really?
Yeah. I mean,
wow. I'm not surprising.
Yeah, but I mean, this Saints team like is playing better. I don't know, man. I don't I don't want to trust either of these teams. We have too many other things we like, I think, and two really interesting games that I've gone back and forth on all weeks. The Sunday night game is the Vikings coming off of a shutout win, catching 5.5 in Dallas. Dallas with a little bit of an extended rest. Looks like CeeDee Lamb is going to be back. This was at 6. It came down because I think there is the sharp side is definitely Minnesota here. But do you want to play 9 catching 6 and catching almost a touchdown in Dallas?
I do not. We also skipped a game, by the way.
We did?
Yeah, in the 425 slate.
Oh, well, let's go back. What is it?
Packers Broncos.
Oh, Packers Broncos. Probably the best game of the week.
Yeah, can't skip that one.
Yeah, let's not skip that one. Definitely not skip that one. The line there.
It's 2.5. 2.5 for the Packers.
Where is it on my DraftKings? Yeah, plus 2.5. Denver catching 2.5.
Okay.
At home.
So this one fascinates me, Matt, because at first blush, you're like, Denver, you get 2.5 at home. Of course you would take Denver. But why are they getting 2.5? I mean, they're telling you this game, neutral site is Packers favored by 6, 5.5. Are they? I don't. When I watch the Packers play, I've said this many times this year. I don't watch them play. Who do you fear on offense? Like, who are you like? I got to stop that guy on offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an abundance thing, man. Like they just have so many ways they can win. Like Christian Watson coming back and being this good has been surprising. He's been consistent for once, 2 weeks with 80+ yards and touchdown in a row. Great. Jacobs going to play? He was questionable all week.
Yeah.
It is now.
Broncos this season, fourth quarter comebacks 5, 1 score wins 9, game-winning field goals 4. Broncos are 5-0 in games in which they trailed in the fourth quarter in 2025.
It's insane, and like the rest of the league, I think if that's that, it's like completely the opposite. They're also like, look at their last month plus. They beat the Raiders in that goofy game. They beat the Commanders on a last-second 2-point conversion miss. They beat the Chiefs by 3 in a wacky game. They beat the Raiders by 3 and the Texans by 3. I think this is like at some point this is going to crash down. And I think the Packers are a way better team. I even think defensively they might be playing just as well as Denver. Denver's defense has just not been as robust.
You can't really rush the passer though. That's my concern.
Who cares? It's Bo Nix.
Worth noting, Matt LaFleur 21-4 in December.
This to me is just like the Rams game, where it's like Vegas is telling you the answer. And everybody who's done this for any amount of time is going to look at this and be like, Denver is the 1 seed or going for the 1 seed in the AFC, and they're catching points at home. Like, why wouldn't we take them? Vegas is telling you the right side here. I would be fine with Green Bay. Everyone we know likes Green Bay too.
You want to know? We got a Raybon Green Bay money line wager.
Yeah, money line is tasty.
Let's do. He's the same as us, man. He's just had the same. So Green Bay minus 2.5, and there might even be some better numbers here as we go down the list and try to figure out where we're at right now. It's only 1-2. We're not going to do that right now, but worth noting that all the money's on Denver again. So a lot of sides we're picking are the side with the you should be on, I think. So
yeah.
I didn't want to exclude that game because I think we had a thought in that one.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught it.
I got nothing for Vikings Cowboys as far as I think the total is in play here. The Cowboys defense is fugazi. I've told you guys this. I didn't, people are like, the Quinn Williams trade. I'm like, have you seen the numbers? Like, what do you mean the Quinn Williams trade? They allowed 28 to the Chiefs. They allowed 44 to the Lions. I mean, Quinn Williams trade didn't mean anything. But JJ McCarthy, I mean, just absolutely not. Just no chance of winning JJ McCarthy. So I think we skip this game. Do we have anything for the night game? Monday night.
I've just ran every trend in my head forever. It's the Dolphins, resurgent Dolphins, catching 3 in Pittsburgh. So you have to pick a trend here. Do you like going with Tua, who is, let's see, 0-5 straight up and 1-4 against the spread and under 40 degrees, 2-7 under 50? in a Pittsburgh game that is projected to be a 20-degree game on Monday? Or do you want to take Mike Tomlin? And this is the most classic Mike Tomlin loss. Classic. Coming off of a win where now you're in the driver's seat and everything's open up for you, and Baltimore's probably going to win. And all they need to do is just beat the Dolphins at home where they're favored, and they fall on their face. It's like one of them is going to seem obvious. Which one is it?
The Steelers losing.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah, but I'm not betting the Dolphins.
No, because it just feels like they can just hand it off to Achan 500 times and win. And this TJ Watt thing, hope he's okay. He went to the hospital yesterday. That was crazy.
Oh, okay. So I think this is another needling accident, dry needling accident. The one that punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So, like, what happened there? They were what needle could be on your chest?
No, they're dry needling like they're dry needling like muscles in his chest, and it went too deep in his lung.
Jesus, is that like acupuncture? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what happened to Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what I think happened here. That's my best guess. Is that they were dry needling him, they went too deep, and they punctured his lung.
Jesus Christ.
That's my guess of what happened.
Scary stuff,
or from the back, maybe. Probably from the front. They're probably doing like his pec, or I mean, they could be doing his back, and it just went too deep, and it just got his lung. That's my guess of what happened. If I had to take a guess on what happened.
Some scary shit.
Which, by the way, that took Tyrod Taylor out for a while. So we'll see what happens with. Well, we obviously hope he's okay here. All right, Matt. So, Seattle and Los Angeles are in. Okay.
Yep.
We considered Buffalo.
Oh yeah, Buffalo.
Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw Baltimore out.
Yep.
Kansas City and Green Bay. So we have. I think we really like Green Bay, right?
I like Green Bay.
You love Buffalo, right?
I love Kansas City.
Kansas City and okay.
I don't Cleveland, Buffalo, and Green Bay. I'm happy with any of them.
God, I mean, here's the deal. Just our record is so bad right now that this is inconsequential to the rest of our season.
No, it's not. We got to go 5-0 once.
We want to root for Josh Allen to cover the spread and win, basically, or do you want to root for Shadur Sanders to sort of get by and get a cover for us?
Easy question. Bills by 1.5. I love this. We have 5 favorites.
Jesus Christ. Seattle minus 13.5, Rams minus 6, Green Bay minus 2.5, KC minus 5.5, Baltimore Buffalo, I should say, minus 1.5. We only considered one dog this week, which is Cleveland.
Hey Jeff, this is 5-0.
We do need 5-0. Hopefully people made money wagering against us this year.
You got bowl picks for us?
I do actually, if you want them. So here we go. Well, this weekend Army Navy plays. I like first quarter under 7.5. That's Sammy P, who I do another show with, gave that out. I want to get that in there. I like that one a lot. So Army Navy this week, first quarter under 7.5. I lean, if you can get a 10.5, a 10, I should say, on Boise State on Saturday night. There's a bowl game, by the way, Boise State, Washington, Saturday night. I like the 10 points there. A couple other spots that I think are worth taking a peek at. So in bowl season, you really want to focus, in my opinion, on fading teams with coaches that leave. Okay. So with that in mind, a couple spots. Louisville minus 8.5 against Toledo. Their coach has gone to UConn. Again, like when they leave, they take players with them. How much focus is there? This number has moved a lot, but I took San Diego State at +6. It's now at +3 against North Texas. North Texas lost their conference championship game. Their coach left. Their quarterback's probably going to leave too. This number's at 6. I think it closes at pick 'em. I think people are going to hammer San Diego State as it keeps going. So those a couple spots to look at for bowl game. I like Oregon to cover against James Madison as well on Saturday.
I love it.
All right.
Funny JMU Twitter account. They've had some good laughs. Can I tell you my quickly my last Vegas story?
Please.
So I was playing blackjack around 11 in the morning with a Blue Duck colleague who happened to be in Vegas the same weekend for the UFC fight. I am this person's boss. And we were playing, we're just hanging out, good time. We in Vegas. noon, and we're playing blackjack, and next to us sits a undoubted lady of the night,
Oh,
a certified lady of the night, and she is betting lots of money, just ripping out bets, playing all the stupid little side bets, and she's losing money very rapidly. But I've never seen anyone ever be able to predict cards the way she could, and she was not counting. She was a sorcerer. She would just like point at the table and be like 4, and a 4 would come out, like just madness. And I'm looking at my buddy, and I'm just like, what is going on here? The last hand, she loses an insane amount of money quite rapidly. I think she has about $200 on the table for a hand. It's her last 200. The dealer's showing an ace. So they do that thing where they go insurance, where they ask around if you want to insure your cards.
You never do, correct?
What's that?
You never insure your cards.
You shouldn't. You could take, if you have blackjack, you can take even money, which is a good play. So there's an ace showing. She's got 200 some bucks on the table at like a $15 table, by the way. And she sees the ace and just walks away from the table. She's like, he's got it. And we're like, what are you talking about? Like, he might not. And she just disappears, and the dealer checks, and he does have blackjack. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Was she wearing those spy glasses?
No, she was wearing no glasses, and she was barely awake.
Was she by herself?
Yes. It was insane. She saw the ace and just left with all of her chips still on the table, just walked away, and she was correct.
Wow. But okay, by Lady of the Night, there's 2 choices here. Either like insanely hot, or the opposite, where it's like just someone who just lives to gamble in Vegas. Which one was it?
Definitely not A.
Okay. All right.
Also, consider it was 11 in the morning, and this was clearly like the end of this was like, cool, it's 5 p.m. somewhere, like that kind of vibe.
Wow.
I've never seen it. She just said, she didn't even say bye. She just walked. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I love it so much. God, Vegas gives you there's so much. The people watching is just so good.
It's the best part, man. I was like, I can't believe I met this person. Best of luck to her.
What do you think she's doing right now?
She's probably playing blackjack. Probably guessing the cards.
Good for her. Man, I'll probably be back in Vegas in the summer again for Big Ten Media Day, but I'll go maybe a whole year without going to Vegas. Last year I went 3 times. It's a lot to go to Vegas.
Yeah, it's far for you.
Playing a contest. Any last words, Matt? Any thoughts on Barry Weiss recently? Or we're gonna leave that for a different podcast.
I think I'm all set. I think once we hit our sorcerer prostitute, we don't have to hit Barry Weiss.
Indiana Senate redistricting. We don't.
I literally wrote on mine. I was like, remember to talk about the sorcerer. The sorcerer.
I love it so much. I was curious if you had any thoughts on Indiana's failed gerrymandering. No, we'll skip that one too.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
Okay, all right, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday with another recap show with Gabe. Oh, Gabe's back from. We have to talk about how New York went.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it went. He's trying to make this podcast a ton of money. I've been told that was his goal. That was his goal in wherever he went, New York City. All right, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday. Enjoy the games this weekend. Talk to you guys then.
See you, buddy.